Spurs fans, it is game day in San Antonio, and the Spurs were taking on a Wizards team who they haven't lost to since 2005. Could they keep the streak alive tonight? Well, Corey Joseph once again getting the start in place of an injured Tony Parker, but it was the other point guard who shined early. Patty Mills nailed 2 early threes. This one put the Spurs up by 4. But these aren't the Wizards of old. These guys have John Wall. His floater goes. That gave Washington a 30-29 lead. The Wizards' lead actually grew to 6, but watch Corey Joseph drive into the paint, knock down this layup, and he got the foul. The guy they call Kojo, he wasn't quite done yet. Check this out. Just seconds left in the half. First the spin move, and then Joseph's jumper goes. He led all first half scores with 17 points, and the Spurs enter the half tied at 58. To the second half, and here's something you don't see every day. Manu to Tim for the alley-oop. It wasn't a dunk, but it still counts for 2 points as the Spurs take a 66-63 lead. And then yet another big play by Corey Joseph. Check out the ball fake before he lays this one in. Kojo just showing off in the second half. He led the Spurs with 19 points, and San Antonio wins this one 101-92.
You know, I just thought Corey playing was really impressive. He was still pretty sick. He couldn't practice yesterday, and he's been taking medicines and staying in bed and all that sort of thing, and he really put out a hell of an effort tonight. He's a tough young man, so he was fantastic.
Next up, the Spurs will take on the Pistons on Tuesday, and as you can tell by that 9-23 record, the Pistons are, well, they're not good. For the Cowboys, it's playoff time already. That means no second chances and no do-overs. It's now win or go home time. And tomorrow's game can't come soon enough. After winning 6 of their last 7 and scoring at least 31 points in each game in that span, the argument can be made that the boys are one of the hottest teams entering the postseason. But even with their recent success, they know the playoffs are a whole different animal.
Ultimately, when you get in the playoffs, usually you're going against very good football teams. So everyone has, strengths and weaknesses. Teams that are in the playoffs usually have, more strengths, than weaknesses. So you have to try and find them, and when you do, you got to take advantage of them. And you just got to play good ball. That's how you win.
The Cowboys and Lions will kick things off tomorrow at 3:40, but the playoffs started today. Over in Pittsburgh, the Steelers and Ravens played in front of a packed house, and check out Ravens running back Bernard Pierce. Nice cutback, and he finds his way into the end zone. That 5-yard touchdown gave Baltimore a 7-3 lead. Fast forward to the third quarter, Joe Flacco scrambles around and finally finds Torrey Smith in the back of the end zone. That score put the Ravens up 20-9. They go on to win this one big, 30-17. Now, we all saw it last night. It was one of the best bowl games of the entire bowl season, and it was played right here in San Antonio. The Alamo Bowl looked like it was going to be a blowout. UCLA got up big in the first half. Kansas State made things interesting by outscoring the Bruins 29-9 in the second half, but when they needed a score, the Bruins got it. They went on to win 40-35, and if you ask them, a close game is just what they wanted.
Remember now, this is the 11th ranked team in the country. It's not going to be easy. And you know what? It's more fun when it's not easy, man. These guys love to compete, don't you? They love to compete. They love it when it gets tight and gritty. Yeah, we'd like to blow people out, but you find out who you are as a man when it's tough like that. And we won. And that's the objective. And we won.
So that's what happened on the field, but this is what has people talking today. Jim Mora blowing off a handshake with Kansas State coach Bill Snyder after the game. Mora says that it was just, quote, just a normal handshake. But others say there could be more to that story. The two coaches met up for a second handshake where Mora appeared to talk about what he thought was a cheap shot delivered at the end of the game. It was a weird ending to a great game, but I'm told both coaches ended the day on good terms. Hey, that game was yesterday. Today they were dancing in the Alamo Dome. The Dome hosted 2 high school All-Star games. The first one, the Army All-American Bowl, it looked like it might get out of hand. Early on, West team quarterback Ricky Town goes up top and finds Darius Geis for this long touchdown. It was 33-9 at the half, but check out this play by the East squad. A double reverse pass that eventually ends up in the hands of TJ Raming. Raming shows off some speed and some moves down the left sideline, but it wouldn't be enough. In the end, there was just too much firepower from the West squad, and they go on to win this one 39-36. Now to the San Antonio Sports All-Star game, and that guy on the screen, LG Williams, showed us all why he was there. Williams goes deep to his Steele High School teammate Jalen Harris. Harris gets the game's first touchdown, but it wouldn't be the last. Later in the half, Williams is going to find Eric Tillman in the flats, and once Tillman gets the ball, he just refuses to stay out of the end zone. This game is all East early, but a bright spot for the West, the pass rush. Check out Dante Johnson channel his inner J.J. Watt. After that sack, it was on. Peyton Hall grabs the kickoff for the West squad. All he needs is a crease. He found it. He'll play at UTSA next season, and Roadrunner fans, you are going to love this guy. West team down 17-7 at the half, but they have all the momentum. But momentum can only take you so far. 3rd and long for the East team, and they get tricky. They run the hook and ladder. They don't get the first on that play, but they get it on the very next play. And then a little later on the drive, L.G. Williams tosses his 3rd touchdown of the game. This one goes to Judson's Michael Akai. Williams went on to win MVP, and San Antonio East goes on to win the game, 30-13. After the game, our David Chancellor caught up with the MVP.
It's a great opportunity. I thank God for everything that He's done for me. I thank these guys that work with me, practicing, the coaches. It was a great experience.
That was an awesome game.
Yeah,
and
neat.
my favorite part was they had some of the best players in San Antonio, but not only the best players on the field, some of the best leaders were picked by their coaches to play in this game. Great game, great athletes, great kids.
Great
They
football in San Antonio this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All right, folks, we'll be right back.